Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law through this channel. I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. If anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. With rumours now building significantly, we're going to be looking at the question, are we close to a resolution? We have been watching DJT and Devin Nunes very, very closely, and he has been taking on the markets. He is obviously using MMTLP in the press release and using that potentially to get Congress to look at the impact of naked shorting in the market. So we also have a huge court case in MMTLP coming up, potentially. I'm going to be sharing details of that shortly. And we also have Richie back in DC very, very soon. So we will be obviously watching everything very, very carefully. No actual inside information, but certainly looks as though hopefully good news is building up. And we're also going to be looking at, in today's video, significant updates for Apple, Tesla and Google, and also finishing off by having a look at a review of the weekly watch list. So stay tuned for that. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, shout out here to investing.com, who've looked at the previous week's close in terms of the market, and we can see that the Nasdaq was up approximately 2% as the US stocks did rally to end the week after the big tech earnings impressed, especially Google. So headline here from Yahoo Finance, we can see a Fed meeting is coming this week. There is also a jobs report and also huge tech earnings. So it will be a huge week for earnings. We're going to have a look at that shortly. But the Nasdaq composite was up more than 4% on the week. The S&P 500 was also up 3%. And the DJI, Dow Jones Industrial Average, was up just below 1%. We can also see, in terms of an update from the Fed, this decision, what we will be looking at, is expected on Wednesday. So the markets are widely expecting that there will be no change to interest rates, and certainly retail investors especially will be listening very, very carefully in terms of how the Fed is interpreting the recent hotter than expected inflation data. So let's now have a look at Google. In the previous video, this was featured obviously in terms of the earnings. So we're going to follow up from yesterday's video, where we're going to look at how are the ads providing significant profit for Google, so also known as Alphabet, and ticker symbol GOOGL. So we can see here in terms of the revenue, Google search $46.2 billion revenue, YouTube gives them $8.1 billion revenue, and also they have network properties combining advertised revenue $61.7 billion and total revenue of $60.5 billion, giving them an overall operating income of approximately $25.5 billion. And we know in the previous video we also shared details of the first time that Google will be issuing a dividend. So let's move on to now have a look at news with regard to Tesla. So again, shout out to investing.com, who stated that Elon Musk is currently in China on an unannounced trip to discuss the rollout of Tesla's full driving software. So keep an eye out for Tesla. And Elon has also just posted he has a meeting with the Premier Li Qiang. He's also stated that they've known him for many years. So hopefully Elon gets a breakthrough there with regard to Tesla. And finally, news with regard to Apple. Shout out here to Stock Market News, who stated that Apple have just renewed discussions with OpenAI about using the AI startup's technology to power some of the new features coming to the iPhone later this year. So again, keep an eye out on AAPL. I think that is potentially a good price for a long-term hold, also known as Apple. Let's start by having a quick recap of the previous video, where we looked at the rumour with regard to a special hearing on DJT, and this is what Han posted. He stated that rumour on Ford Street, just heard it, special hearing on DJT, naked shorting will be announced. So this is with regard to Congress. He's also tagged in MMTLP as well as a number of the stocks, and he's now just gone on to post that when they announce the hearings next week on naked shorting, the game is over for the thugs. So we do know the CEO for DJT is quite outspoken. So what he stated here is Devin Nunes, he stated that what Congress needs to look at is here is, does this fall under RICO status? If people with these hedge funds are colluding with each other, that is RICO. So this is getting a significantly much more coverage than MMTLP. So the Truth Social owner is asking Congress to investigate potential manipulation of share price. And remember, the reason why this is significant is because Devin Nunes has used the MMTLP Congress letter, and he is also now asking Congress to do that. So what I'd now like to share with you is a short snip from one of the space calls where we're looking at potential resolution for MMTLP and looking at the question of how this could potentially happen very quickly.
Keep an eye on Devin Nunes, Trump, Citadel, FINRA, Congress, the courts. Keep an eye on those things. Something is happening. I can't give details. I don't have them. Something is happening. If you step back and look at the greater picture, something is truly happening, and MMTLP is sitting right in the middle of it. And I am more confident now than ever that we will get our resolution. And guys, it can come in the blink of an eye. I know that we've been through this for 17 months. We may have months more to go. I don't know. But what I also know is that we could have a breakthrough that directly leads to our resolution in the blink of an eye. And do not mistake NextBridge's quietness for lack of inaction. They are still working diligently behind the scenes. And I know you guys hate that phrase, and I can't wait until we're resolved and I never have to use it again. But they are continuing their work, not only their work on the share count, they are continuing their work on building a business. One of the greatest points of pressure is to build a strong business. And hopefully we're going to get some information on that soon. And we will see that 10K and disembowel that and pull out any potential.
Let's now have a look at news of a huge potential lawsuit for MMTLP. And what Mark has just posted is that the special guest due diligence researcher started helping us yesterday in preparation for a big lawsuit. And he is going to be filing for one of the clients in approximately 2 weeks. So we will be watching this carefully. And he's also stated the community, especially this member, has a wealth of knowledge and evidence. And we expect that it will not only help the client, but will also help the entire MMTLP community. And he stated nothing like nothing like meeting MMTLP community members that you have spoken to. So certainly a new development there that we will be keeping an eye on. So in other developments for MMTLP, so remember, the fight is continuing. We are not giving up, and things are still happening. So this time it's with regard to Rich's new visit to DC. So he will be, I'm sure, using the DJT example as well. So what Jen has stated is an update in terms of appointments. So this is something that was also shared in the previous video. So good news here, 7 more appointments have now been added. So keep up the emails, keep up the calls. And if anybody wants help in terms of finding out how to do this, what Steph has suggested here is basically, if you want to do that, there is a link there. And the suggestion is, for example, you could say something like, my name is blank and I am a constituent. Unfortunately, I cannot afford to travel to DC to meet a member of your staff. However, there will be somebody there from May the 6th to May the 10th who can speak on my behalf. So I think the important thing is to speak to the person in your constituent, not just random other people. So hopefully once Don is in DC, we will get some quite significant updates as well. Finally, I'd like to finish off by having a quick review of the previous week's weekly watch list. This is something that is shared prior to trading on the Monday exclusively with the Discord members. So in the previous week trading, as expected, we were keeping an eye and a close eye on tick symbol DJT, especially with all the developments that are currently being shared. And the good news is this was up in excess of 18.4% on the week. So bad news for anybody naked shorting or shorting DJT there. And the best call of the week was tick symbol AGBA. That was up 37.2% on the week. So again, details of why we called this stock out was also shared in the Discord. But other stocks that we called included TPET, that was up close to 6% on the week. HUMA up close to 2.6% on the week. LOVE, that was up 4.5% on the week, and SNDA, that was up 11.8% on the week. We also looked at tick symbol SUN, that was up 2.1% on the week. RELL, after Monday's dip, that closed level on the week. And TTOO, that was up 20% on the Monday, giving good chance to take profits. Then there was a sell-off and it closed down 5.6% on the week. VZ, that was up 1.7% on the week after Monday's dip, and TGL again also up 9% on Monday, then it closed down 3.1% on the week. So not all calls are successful, but certainly good idea to always take profit. If you would like to get the next weekly watch list, this will be shared today exclusively with the members prior to trading, so details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.